Hi, I'm Daniel Lucas, and welcome to Book 101 Review. Book 101 is all about the books that I've read for the last 40 years. And today I have my special guest. He is a Chief Growth Officer, positive thinking advocate, personal development coach, relationship builder, and overcomer overcomer. No other than Mr. Tommy Rodriguez.
Hello, everyone. It's my pleasure to be here today with you, Daniel. What we're going to be talking about today is just mindset and just some ways and practical ways we can overcome self doubt and limiting beliefs, whether that's self sabotage that you've put on yourself or other limiting beliefs that others may have projected on you. But I'm just super excited to be here. And yeah, really excited to be here with you, Daniel. Thanks.
And thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world, Mr. Tommy. Thank you. As you said, we will talk about mindset. How do you personally define mindset, and why is it more powerful than just skills or intelligence in determining outcomes?
Yeah, so how I would personally define mindset, Daniel, is just how you think in every way, how you're showing up and thinking about different situations throughout the day, whether that's what coffee to get or just what you're telling yourself, that self talk, that second you wake up for the day. It's all about the self talk and what are you internally telling yourself?
Mm, I will talk to myself to empower myself. I'm the head, not the tail. I'm a victor, not a victim. Right?
Mm, love
Yes.
that.
Yes. I'll be mighty on the land. Those are empowering answers that I do early in the morning to empower me the whole day. So, Mr. Tommy, when did you first have a pivotal moment of realizing that your own mindset was either holding you back or propelling you forward? What is that situation?
Yeah, Daniel. So in October 2021, I read a book by John Gordon called The Energy Bus. And that really just was a flip switch for me, just for my mindset. And, really took me to that next level. It just made me realize that, hey, mindset's everything. And if I want to get to all my dreams and my visions and my goals, that I'm going to have to really figure things out when it comes to my mindset. So highly recommend that book.
Thank you for the recommended book. To what degree do you believe mindset is innate, and how much it can be consciously cultivated and changed?
Yeah, so I think it's everything, Daniel. I think that everyone has the ability to change their mindset, to rewire their mind, and to
Yes.
build a life that they would like to live. So I believe it's absolutely everything. 100%, I would say, is just everything in life is mindset and just what you're telling yourself. So.
Mr. Tommy, beyond the classic fear of failure, what are some of the more subtle, insidious ways a fixed mindset manifests in a high achievers for everyday life?
Yeah, so I would just say overcoming fear, Daniel, it's like a muscle, right? So it's like when we go to the gym and we're working out at the gym, your mindset's just like a muscle. So the more that we think positively, the more we program our mind with positive thoughts, the greater and greater we're gonna go to those positive thoughts. So it's just like the gym, just programming those thoughts to be positive over and over and over again to where the negative ones can't come in.
The negative one. Yes. Let it go the negative. Let's be positive, people. What's the most effective way to begin shifting from fixed to a growth mindset when someone is deeply stuck in a self doubt or something else?
Yeah, so some practical ways, Daniel. I think gratitude's just a great place to start, right? Something I recommend to some of my clients is something as simple as a thank you walk, I call it. So that could be 5 or 10 minutes out of your busy day just to take a little walk and think of things that you're thankful for. Um, so yeah.
Thank you, Walk. I like that. Thank you for everything. Stop procrastinating. Stop complaining and be grateful of what you have. We often hear add more yet to the statements. What is the next? Let's talk about step after the solidify the new belief, Mr. Tommy?
Yeah, so I would just say solidifying that habit, Daniel. So just continuing, habits are everything. I'm a big believer in that. So just every single day keeping that next right action of integrity being positive and just making sure that we are continuing to consistently and persistently wire that into our minds.
Being positive indeed. As I said, let go of those negative thoughts. Let it go, people. Be positive always. How can someone reframe a high pressure do or die situation for a threat into challenge through mindset alone?
Yeah, so I would say, and I'm a big believer, Daniel, that I have helped some of my clients as well as myself, that no matter what circumstance I'm under, I can keep that positive mindset. So it's all just a process of making sure every single day, no matter what your circumstances, not letting that come in there. The more that we build the habit of letting circumstances affect what we're going to do in our day to day, that's just a bad place to be because that'll just continue to drive that habit cycle. So just always keeping those habits to the positive and just continuing relentlessly to stay in that process.
Stay in the process, people, because they said try and try until you succeed. And Mr. Tommy, when a major setback hits, what specific mindset practices or questions can prevent someone from spiraling into a story of permanent failure?
Yeah. So, what I would say, Daniel, I'm a big believer, right? The books, the podcast, gratitude, constantly doing something to feed your mind, right? So, you know, especially in the United States here, people watch TV, they're constantly consuming, they're constantly scrolling on social media, always just putting all this stuff into their mind. One, they get overstimulated. One, two, they get overloaded there. To
Yes.
where there's so many things coming at them, they can't just focus on that thing that's going to help them get through. So I would just say being cognizant of what you consume, right? You are what you consume. So I would just always recommend staying in the books, the podcast, gratitude walks, just anything to keep your mindset clear, working out, things like that, cold plunge, sauna, anything to just keep your mind sharp up there.
Yes. Keep your mind so busy in a good way. And how does an individual mindset impact team or organizations? And can one person's shift actually change a toxic or stagnant culture?
100%, Daniel. So I would say, something I would call might be an energy vampire. So, one person can ruin an entire culture. So it's always important to make sure everyone is on board. They're all just buying into the mission and that people aren't just because negativity is chronic, Daniel. You could have a lot of great stuff going on in life. I know, me, for example, I've lived it, right? So you could have great things going on, but someone comes along that's just negative over and over and over again. It could be detrimental to you. So you're exactly right, Daniel. One person can ruin a team with a negative just attitude that can be chronic. So we always just want to surround ourselves with great people. I'm a big believer, Daniel, in the old adage, you hang out with five people, you're going to be the sixth, right? So you always want to surround yourself with high level people doing the high level things. So,
Yes. Tell me your friends, and I will tell you who you are, as they
mhm.
said. So, how do you differentiate between a healthy growth mindset and the pressure of a toxic passivity or positivity that ignores a real struggle or emotion?
Yeah, so I would say too, and it's not like a Pollyanna positive as well, Daniel. So, positive leaders and high performers, they handle situations, right? They don't kind of dance around it. They handle it just with positivity and courage and integrity, right? So they're handling those situations. It's not like we're dancing around the problem, but we're handling it and then we're moving forward. So we're very solution focused rather than being a problem identifier. So we always just want to focus on that solution rather than identifying the problem over and over again. Oh, you're wrong. You did it. Rather than going through all that, just always focusing on that solution to get us there quicker.
The acceptance paradox, Mr. Tommy. What does cultivating a growth mindset across the line into refusing to accept one's genuine limitations or needs?
Yeah, so I believe everyone, Daniel, it puts limitations on themselves, right? It could be as little or as big as you can believe, but it's what I have watched through my life, just through my clients, through what I've accomplished in life. And I'm only 26 years old here, so like to be the chief growth officer at my company, to have my own keynote speaking and life coaching is pretty incredible. So I just continuing to just surround yourself with the right people. So
Surrounded by the good people. Soar with the eagle if you want to be an eagle, not a pigeon or dove. How does a core aspect of our identity create unique mindset default settings, and how do we work with them?
yes, I love that, Daniel. So I'm a huge believer in identity. I think that you get in life what you believe you're worth. So I'm a constantly just continuing to further along my identity and helping my clients just build a strong foundation of identity, right? So we never want some clients in the past, Daniel, just some problems that come up is tying your identity into one thing. So we can talk, let's say, a job or maybe a significant other. If someone ties their entire identity into their job as well as their significant other, and then those two things are gone, then they don't have an identity, right? So I work with my clients to really diversify what your identity actually is. So just always different hobbies, could be going to the gym, friendships, relationships, right? We just always want to have a diversified portfolio when it comes to what we're really putting our identity into, right? We don't want anything external to ever identify or tell us who we are internally, if that makes sense, Daniel.
Makes sense, Mr. Tommy. The success trap. Why is it sometimes harder for successful people to maintain a growth mindset? And what is the danger of their mindset becoming fixed after achievement?
Yeah, so and I'm glad you brought that up, Daniel. So that could be detrimental, right? So I see some people, they get off super successful. They're serial entrepreneurs. They might sell a few of their companies and then maybe they get stagnant, right? Maybe they're 40, 50 years old and they just get stagnant in what they're doing. And it's dangerous, right? You always just want to go for more, be more. And it could be easy, right? To have that little sweet taste of success and feel like, oh, I made it now, so I don't have to keep going. But I'm all about, Daniel, right? Providing for my kids, my future grandkids, generations to come, right? So there's always more that you can do, and it's always just bigger than you. Just continuing to push further and just keep in mind what you're working for and why you're doing it every single day. So
Yes, building your legacy through generation to generation to come on a daily practice and sustainability, Mr. Tommy. If mindset is a muscle, as you said, what does a daily mindset hygiene or maintenance look like for you? Is it meditation, a journal prompt, or conversation?
yeah, so what I do, Daniel, I do a little bit of everything. So I'm big on meditation. I'm big on gratitude. I'm big on resting in the sauna with my thoughts. I'm also big on cold plunge. So there's a lot of different ways, Daniel, that you can get your mindset, ready for the day. But I recommend, when you wake up, off the phone, right? I recommend just no notifications for as long as you can, right? For in your life is practically, I like to say an hour, right? But not everyone, I guess, can have that full hour blocked. But I recommend just staying off the phone when you work, right when you wake up, right? Just really trying to get your mindset right before you're going to have it taken by social media or scrolling there. So.
Yes, indeed. And Mr. Tommy, what are the most common phrases in our everyday language that betray a fixed mindset? And what are their powerful alternatives?
Yeah, so there's a ton. I try not to think about that, Daniel, because it's like it's everywhere. I see people talk with a fixed mindset, right? But can't is a big one. They say they can't. They say they don't know enough. They say they can't get that opportunity because they're not qualified enough. All that's not true, right? They're all excuses that are holding them back. And a positive phrase, right? I would like to share that with you, Daniel. Is for you, not to you, right? So everything that happens in your life, Daniel, I'm a huge believer. It's all for you, right? It's all leading to your next opportunity. There's no just one purpose in life, right? Every opportunity is leading you to your next purpose, and you're there for a reason, right? So it's there to teach you a lesson, to learn, to grow, and then get to the next level.
Yes, to the next level to succeed. And Mr. Tommy, as a Chief Growth Officer, positive thinking advocate, personal development coach, relationship builder, and overcomer, what are your short term and long term goals?
Yeah, so I'm always focusing, Daniel, like I had mentioned earlier, just providing for my future kids, future grandkids, and just helping as many people as possible. So I want to continue to be a keynote speaker and just speak on stages at universities all across the country, even worldwide, just impacting as many people that I possibly can. I would like to believe that I'm a dealer of hope and an uplifter of others. And every day I always want to positively ripple affect one person, whether that's making their day, their week, their month, their year, their life. But that's a huge thing for me. And I'm really looking to build a togetherness family and be a great leader for my kids, for my grandkids, and just be a great leader in general. A really big goal of mine is Forbes 30 under 30. So yeah, working relentlessly every day just to get closer to that. But yeah.
Good luck to your goals, Mr. Tommy, and looking forward for more success. And I like that dealer of hope. I hope our episode will be a dealer of hope for everyone. And what will be your piece of advice for those people out there who want to be like you?
Yeah, so I would just say having the utmost integrity and knowing what you want each and every day, consciously designing your life every single day that you wake up, never straying away from that, staying focused and consciously designing your life. Just continuing to get better 1% every single day with everything you possibly can, and just staying focused in every area.
Stay focused indeed. Stay focused, people. Most especially your goals. And thank you for that advice, Mr. Tommy. And can you please recommend a book or books that influence your journey?
Yeah, so I would say two really good books. The first changed my life, and then the second changed my life again. There, and I read a ton. I read a ton of books. I'm an avid reader, so for me to pick two books out that stuck with me is pretty cool. But yeah, so I would just say, Daniel, I'd say The Energy Bus by John Gordon. I read that in October 2021. And then recently, I would say Seven Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. Just very good, right? Really good. So I highly recommend those, and those will definitely, help you get better in life.
Yes, definitely. Empowering books indeed. And in the age of rapid AI and technological change, what specific aspect of mindset will be most critical for humans to thrive in the next decade? And thank you for the recommended books, Mr. Tommy.
Yeah. So the detrimental thing I think, Daniel, is with mindset, it's going to be how often can people stop the doom scrolling, right? How often can they just not look at their phone constantly? And just to share with you, Daniel, every time you're looking at your phone, it's making a decision, right? Whether you know it or not, you're unconsciously making a decision. If you should pay attention, not pay attention, should pay attention, not pay attention. So then when you go to make a choice, Daniel, for your family or for your business, you're depleted. You're losing all the glucose just from scrolling. Your energy is just completely depleted. So I would just say managing social media in a healthy, positive way is going to be everything for mindset, because with everything coming out in technology right now, it's super important for people to make sure how much they're consuming, and like we mentioned before, just keeping that mindset and not overdoing it.
Yeah, so Mr. Tommy, before we wrap up our discussion for today, I'm inviting you to please do listen to my other podcast, people, because my abstract essay is already in fifth season, abstract poetry in second season, and my book 101 review is coming sixth season, comedy 101 third season, and my food 101 in sixth season as well, geography 101 love letters, movie 101 review, music 101 our fourth season, science 101 sex 101 in second season, and my baby podcast low 101, mental health 101, and bible verses 101, and coming this December, entrepreneur 101. Please listen to them wherever you listen your podcast. So Mr. Tommy, if you could instill one fundamental mindset principle in every child's education, what would it be and why?
Yeah, so I would just say, Daniel, just like we had mentioned throughout here, is just consciously designing your life keeping your mind protected. I like to say, don't let anyone walk their dirty feet through your mind. Keeping your mind protected, staying focused on your life, and not letting negativity or negative thoughts chronically creep into your mind and let them affect you on any level.
Yes, and thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world, Mr. Tommy. So can you please invite our listeners to support your business, your advocacy, or whatever projects that you're doing right now?
Daniel, thank you so much for having me today. And this was absolutely awesome. I highly recommend the podcast and great stuff.
Yeah, so where do people can reach you, Mr. Tommy?
Yeah, so Daniel, I run everything through my LinkedIn right now. So, feel free to reach out on my LinkedIn and yeah, happy to connect with everyone.
Yes, people, let's support Mr. Tommy Rodriguez because if you support him, for sure, more and more empowering advocacy like this to rise. So, Mr. Tommy, thank you so much for your time.
Awesome. Thank you, Daniel, for having me today. This was great.
Monica, people, see you soon.